Hey, what's up YouTube? Down the smartphone guy coming back at you with another video, and today we're going to take a look at a budget-friendly device for Boost Mobile. This is the ZTE Tempo X. So as you can see, of course, it's available for Boost Mobile, and like I mentioned, this is a very budget-friendly device. You can actually pick it up for 60 bucks on Boost right now, and if you use the coupon code Columbus at checkout, you get 15% off. So kind of cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at what all this thing has to offer. So this is the box it comes in. Pretty typical Boost Mobile box, and then inside that box you get the second box, and this is what it looks like. On the back we have a few of the features. So inside you get the actual phone, you get a charger, USB cable, and the battery. Now in terms of features, to name a few here, so we have a 5-inch TFT display, 2200 milliamp hour battery. Of course, it can get 3G and 4G, 1.1 gigahertz quad-core processor. Now that's using the Snapdragon 210 processor, which in my experience is not the best processor. In fact, it was kind of a frustrating processor on phones that I've used before, but we'll go ahead and take a look at how this one performs. So we have 8 gigs of onboard storage, 1 gig of RAM, so again, very low specs. Android Nougat 7.1.1, so at least we have the newest software from Android, or a newer software from Android. And we have a 5 megapixel rear camera and 2 megapixel front camera. So as you can tell, it's obviously a very budget minded device here. So go ahead and slice that open and see what we get here. So here is the device itself. I'm going to go ahead and not power it on because I can't do that yet. But you can see our 5 megapixel camera. It does have a flash. We have our speaker on the back, power button, and volume rocker. On the front we got our earpiece. It looks like some kind of sensor up here, not exactly sure. We have a 2 megapixel camera, and then our pretty typical standard ZTE buttons down there in the bottom. So those are our software keys. So let's go ahead and, I'm sorry, those are capacitive keys, not software keys. Alright, so we'll go ahead and throw the battery in just a second. So nothing in that. And then we get the battery, of course. So we'll go ahead and slide that in there. So again, this is a 2200 milliamp hour battery. Actually, it says 2250 on here. So a little bit bigger. So we'll go ahead and put that in. And the battery, as you can see, it just snaps right off there. So go ahead and plug it right in. And power this bad boy on. So while that's happening, while that magic's happening, go ahead and set that off to the side, and in the box you get your micro USB cable, so not Type-C, which I probably wouldn't expect from a device that is that inexpensive. And then we have a, looks like a pretty slow charger here, little travel adapter. Looks like we have 800 milliamp hour output, so yeah, definitely not the fastest charger. Now again, we're only talking about 2200 milliamp hour battery, so my guess is that it probably doesn't need fast charging, but still wouldn't be bad to have. So in terms of the back, we have a plastic back, so definitely all around you can tell it's certainly designed for the budget friendly in mind. Whoops. So we'll go back in here and we'll just hit next here, and we want English, and sure, why not. So but we'll go ahead and get this set up, and we'll take a look at it. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here, and once we get it all set up, we'll go ahead and Alright, so the phone is all set up now. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what all this thing has to offer. So first thing you'll notice is that it doesn't have a particularly high resolution screen. It's not bad, it's definitely doable, but not particularly high res. And let's go ahead and crank the brightness all the way up just to see what that looks like. So certainly not the brightest screen. If you're in super bright light, it will probably get pretty washed out, but let's go ahead and turn it back down a little bit here. And one thing I will mention that was a little bit frustrating is that at first when I had the phone all booted up and everything and got my service on it, one thing I noticed right away is that it was very bloat free. This had very, very little bloat on it. But then Boost, all of a sudden, the next time the phone came on, just added a ton of bloat to the phone. So everything up here was suddenly added to the phone. So I don't know if that's normal for Boost. I've never had a Boost phone before, to be honest with you. And it just loaded this phone with all kinds of apps that I'll probably never use. But let's go ahead and see. Okay, so that one's definitely uninstallable. Title, I'm not really exactly sure what that app is. But we'll just go ahead and get rid of it. Yep. Okay, so it's totally gone. Whoops, I probably needed to actually get rid of it. So let's do that one more time. So I'm not exactly sure how many of these pieces of bloatware you can get rid of, but certainly you can get rid of at least that one. So now I'm going to jump into the settings and let's just see what all we have in here. So pretty typical everything up here. We do have hotspot available. Now this doesn't have dual band Wi-Fi, not really expecting that, but it doesn't have it, just to be clear. In terms of storage, so it looks like we have 5.44 of 8 used, so not a whole lot out of the box left over. Let's check and see if we do have a micro SD card slot here. I believe there was. I don't remember though. So we're going to go pop it off. All right, so yep, there it is. So we do have, of course, a SIM tray, but then also we do have a micro SD card slot. So you can expand that, so that's a good thing because otherwise, you can see obviously fingerprint magnet. I'm going to go ahead and clean it off screen real quick, at least a little bit. All right, that didn't work so well. All right, let's try again. All right, there we go. A little bit better anyways. All right, so back into the phone, so you got to hold it down. Throw in my... All right, so yeah, definitely quite a bit of bloat in terms of the settings. Again, go back in here. So storage-wise, not a whole lot of storage there available. Battery capacity, again, is only 2200 milliamp hours. You can see average, so only 1 gig of RAM. So again, definitely not the highest RAM phone here. Again, we're talking about a very budget-friendly phone. So navigation keys, that gives you the option of switching them. So by default, we have back button, and this is recent apps, which is what I'm used to. So that's what it has it by default, but you can switch those if you want. So we'll go back, and it looks like that's about it. So nothing really in terms of bloat, pretty stock, just with a lot of added bloatware in terms of the apps that they add. So again, you can probably get rid of some of those, but so far it actually doesn't feel too bad in terms of snappiness. I'll do a lot more testing with that in a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and jump into YouTube, see what a video looks like and see how it sounds. So we have a rear firing speaker down here, so we'll go ahead and take a listen to how that sounds. And you can see it's taking a little while to load, but that's going off of my home Wi-Fi. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at Matthew Moniz and his V30 video real quick. So we'll crank it all the way up here. It's not a terrible speaker. Certainly not preferable on the back firing.
Matthew Moniz here, and welcome to my review of the LG V30. You know how there's always something missing from a phone you buy, whether it had a better camera or it just doesn't compare in battery life to another flagship phone on the market? Well, this one's a little bit different. This one does a good job.
Is it gonna? Okay, so there you can see kind of the stuttering just a little bit there with that Snapdragon 210. So the Snapdragon 210 is certainly not a super snappy device or super snappy processor, but it will get the job done. Obviously, it's very usable. But overall, this is definitely a budget-friendly phone. There's certainly some weaknesses with it. Actually, one thing that we didn't test out, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the camera. Hey, look, there I am. Alright, so let's just take a couple quick snaps here. It's going to make me go through all of this stuff. Probably should have had this set up already. Alright, I got it. Alright. And let's take a quick picture here. So this is with the rear camera, 5 megapixel. Try one picture of the box real quick. Okay, we'll take a look at those in just a second. And let's do a front-facing selfie. So go off screen here. Front-facing selfie. 1, 2, 3. Alright, let's see how those looked. So got quite a bit of light in the room, so shouldn't look too bad. Okay, so obviously I missed the picture. Oh, there it goes. Alright, so certainly not a high resolution. So again, that's only 2 megapixel there. And then in terms of the rear camera, so do a lot more testing with this before I do the final review. But overall, it is what it is. It's certainly a budget-friendly device. It's available on Boost Mobile right now. I believe it was $50 or $60, whatever that was, and then 15% off if you use that coupon code for Columbus. So there it is. So use the coupon code Columbus for 15% off, and it's available for $60 on Boost Mobile. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, go leave them down in the comment section. Otherwise, I will see you all in the next video. Peace.